Located on the crystal blue waters of Lake Huron lies Mackinac Island. Tucked in between Michigan's upper and lower peninsulas, indulge me as I share the ins and outs of the place that stole my heart. This is Totally Mackinac Island Podcast. Hello and welcome to Totally Mackinac Island Podcast. I am your host, Heather. I am excited to be back behind the microphone with you again. For those of you that might be joining for the first time, Totally Mackinac Island Podcast is not a new podcast. I had taken a break for a little bit, and to be honest, I did not think I was going to be coming back. I hosted it from 2021 to the end of last year of 2024, and the reason that I decided to take a break was because I was getting married and I knew that it was going to conflict with a lot of scheduling that we had on going with the wedding. So I just did not feel I could give all that I could. I also was adding hours. I'm a hairstylist full time. So trying to balance that out was definitely something new. So got married on July 12th. It went perfect. I never have been that person that ever pictured a wedding, and I couldn't have pictured it any better than this. It was wonderful. Some of our dearest friends allowed us graciously to use their beautiful backyard to get married in. And one of my dear friends who has been on the podcast, Erica, who, if you do not follow her on Instagram, be sure to do so. Graze by Erica. She does amazing charcuterie boards. She was my wedding coordinator, which was so helpful because that is why I had her. She just came in, and her and my friend Della and I, we all worked so well together. We had such a great time that we still meet once a month just to talk because we had a great time. It was a beautiful day. They had called for yucky weather, to be honest, and I wasn't even worried, you guys. Like, I got up that morning and I just thought, if it rains, it rains. There's nothing we can do. In fact, even the day before, by the time we finished setting up and I was getting ready for the rehearsal dinner, I thought, there's nothing we can do. This is it. This is all we can do. We have a backup plan. Let's just go in and enjoy ourselves. And I wasn't watching the weather on Saturday, but everybody else was. And my friend it was at her house, her and her husband's house, she was walking around with her rosary because I'm not Catholic, but I love some of the things that I've seen some of my Catholic friends do to pray to saints or do different things. And I guess that if you hang it in the window, I believe it's supposed to ward off bad weather. She was walking around with it. I don't know. I think between that and my grandma, who was watching, any bad weather that was supposed to come went away. It was a little warm, but you know what? Compared to how it had been, it was perfect. Our friend Greg, who married us, got ordained, and I am a huge Friends fan. So if you watched Friends, in it, Joey got ordained to marry Monica and Chandler, and he called himself a ministainer. And it was so funny because when I asked Greg to be my ministainer, he said, of course. And then I kind of said, I want you to do something fun because that's just who he is. That's who we are. And so I didn't know what he was going to do. And Neil is a big golfer. There's kind of an inside joke with Greg and I when it comes to a certain movie. And so he came as Rodney Dangerfield's character from Caddyshack. And that's how he married us. So I'll have to share a video on my Instagram stories of that because it was amazing. And I didn't know. And I didn't care. I loved it. It was so personal and so fun. And we got married and I danced the night away. That's all I wanted to do was dance. I worked so hard on that playlist. Most brides were obsessed about flowers, about their dress, about pictures. Mine was the wedding playlist. And my dear friend, her son was the makeshift DJ. He did wonderful. And I had some of my friends' kids helped out. It was such a great day. It was so fun. Even setting up the day before, we had so much fun. Got the flowers from Trader Joe's. They were beautiful. So it was a beautiful day. And we were exhausted afterwards. Yeah. So it was very exciting that it happened. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I was definitely ready for it to be done because, oh my gosh. And then as that day came, I know in no way, shape, or form were we these people, but all I kept thinking of was like Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton when they had to get married. And no, oh my gosh, that would be insane. So, wedding is done, and afterwards I went into highly organizing mode. I don't know if everybody does, but the house had been just like a makeshift for everything wedding, so I needed to organize. And I only have like 2 more rooms to do, and my friend Erica said something about the podcast again. And so I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to. But this time there's going to be a few different things. So my schedule at work, I am a hairstylist, has changed. And I still have some of the flexibility, but it's a little different. I also have a family member, my uncle, and he, bless his heart, is struggling with Lewy body dementia and vascular dementia. So we know that sadly his time is coming. And so I know these next few months, we're just really focusing on trying to get as much time with him as possible. So why I'm telling you this is because in the past, I always said every week I would have an episode out. I'm not gonna guarantee that. I will do my very best to get out what I can. I'm also going to try and bank get some pre-recorded so that way we can have it out there for you guys, because I know that for a lot of people getting ready to travel there, it's very, very helpful. There's a few things that I'm going to look into as well. This might happen. If you are like me and listen to a lot of podcasts, I'm sure you've heard of Patreon. Patreon is a membership service that offers extra little bit of footage. And I would like to see if it's possible for me to upload all of the old episodes on there so you have constant access to those, because even though they're still up there on some of the streaming platforms, I think there's some that they're not. So that is something I would like to work on. And I have some other ideas that I'm really excited about, but I don't want to say anything just yet until I kind of get the rhythm going of doing this, and then we'll go in from there. So there's a lot of exciting things that are going to be happening with this. The other thing I'm excited to tell you about is back in May, I did go up to Mackinac for my bachelorette party, and I was very happy because on the first night, like each day, there would be some of my friends would have to leave and then some other ones would come. And for the most part, we had about 10 women there, and it could not have gone any better. We all had a wonderful time. The weather was perfect. It was rainy on Saturday, and then it started raining, I think Friday morning. But it cleared up. But yeah, it was a beautiful weekend. And then I'll have to go into an episode. I have to write it all down because I can't remember everything. But everybody just had a fantastic time. And I loved being there. I also loved being in the Pink Pony and singing the Pink Pony song because it's just so nostalgic to do that. So cannot say enough about it. And it was good for some of my girlfriends to be back up there that hadn't been there, or some that had never been there. So that was another bonus. And we stayed at the Mackinac house, and Alyssa, of course, their staff there is incredible. Cannot say enough about it. So it's crazy because already we're into September, mid-September, and on the Mackinac Island website, which if you've not gone on there lately, they have totally redone it, and it is fantastic, you guys. They have a section in there where it tells you the temperature of what it is up there, but then they also have an area where you can check rates. And when you click on that, that gives you rates for all the different hotels, which I think is sometimes really good, because sometimes it's good to step outside the box and stay someplace different and just get a different idea of some of it. You never know how it's going to be. So I wanted to share with you guys, since coming on here, the 2025 closing dates have been posted. May through October, almost the entire island is completely open. But after October, it is limited openings. I have to apologize. My dogs are outside, and our cat Lucius thinks he can go out there, but he's not an outdoor cat. And so he is so dramatic when they're out there. So if you hear somebody, we're not torturing a cat. So here are the closing dates for the season. Here are the lodging locations that are open year-round. You've got Above Mackinac Condos, Pontiac Lodge, and Village Inn Suites. Then on October 19th, Island House Hotel and Windermere Hotel close. On the 26th of October, Bayview B&B, Bicycle Street Inn, Bogan Lane Inn, Chippewa Hotel, Clohan B&B, which, rest in peace, if you did not see, but earlier this year, James Bond passed away, and I was very lucky to have met him a few years ago, Jim Bond. When I went up there, he was so gracious and showed me. I love Clohan. I was heartbroken to see that he passed away. I've been thinking of them this past season and how it had to go for them. Cottage Inn, Hearts Inn, Hotel Iroquois, Inn on Mackinac, Jacob Window House, Lakeview Hotel, Lilac Tree and Suites, Main Street Inn and Suites, Market Street Inn, Mativier Inn, Mission Point Resort, Murray Hotel, Pine Cottage B&B, Voyager Inn. Then on the 27th, the Grand Hotel and the Inn at Stonecliff. To be determined, De Langlade Condos, Downtown Harbor Suites, Hans 1830 Inn, Harborview Inn, Lake Bluff Condos and Suites, Lilac Tree Guest House, Mackinac House, McCreevy Cottage, Park Place Suites, Small Point B&B, Sunset Condos. So shopping, open year-round, you've got Dow's Market, the general store at the Inn at Stonecliff, which is so charming, Island Hardware and Fuel, and Mac and Paws. October 26th, Cherished Moments at Mission Point closes at noon, and then the original Mackinac Island Butterfly House Boutique on Main Street closes. On October 27th, Little Luxuries, which I need to give a huge shout out to Nicole at Little Luxuries. I had reached out to her, and I wanted some gifts for my girls when they came up to the island. Not only did they take care of it, but they delivered it to the Mackinac house to Alyssa. So I just can't say enough about them. And they, of course, the candles and the cute little bags. I mean, so charming. That candle smells amazing. It's one of the Island Girl collections. I think it was a marshmallow one. I got the last of them, so I think that was the last of maybe for that, unless they got a new jar or something. Anyway, so thank you, Nicole. As always, love Little Luxuries. Balsam Shop, to be determined, is Balsam Shop at Surrey Hill. Benjamin of Mackinac, the Birches, Brewsters of Mackinac sweatshirts and tees at Surrey Hill. Caddy Wumpus, Club Pink Pony, Decked Out, Destination Mackinac. Dorothy Draper Home at Grand Hotel, Flagship. Grand Casual, Grand Hotel Outlet Store, Grand Men's, Grand Women's at Grand Hotel, Great Turtle Toys, the Island Bookstore, Island Breeze, the Jewel Pro Shop, Little Acorn at Surrey Hill, the Little Island Bookstore, Loon Feather and Balsam Shop downtown, Loon Feather at Surrey Hill, Mackinac Birkenstock, Mackinac Island Cookie Company, which if you have not had those, they are fantastic. Mackinac Market on Main Street, Mackinac Kids, Mackinac's Little Gallery, Mackinac Market at Grand Hotel, Mackinac Outfitter, Margaret's Garden at Grand Hotel, Nephews of Mackinac, Noel Skiba Artwork, Pink Pony Store, Pop-Ins, Remember Mackinac, Rustic Chic Boutique of Mackinac, St. Anne Gift Shop, Threads of Mackinac, Urbana's, Wings of Mackinac Butterfly Conservatory Gift Shop at Surrey Hill. FYI, Threads of Mackinac sadly is closing at the end of this year. If you want to get some of their amazing items, and I'm talking their Sherpa blanket or Sherpa hat, go on Threads of Mackinac to their Instagram page, or go on threadsofmackinac.com to get some items now, because they also will still have their Threads of Asheville, which is in North Carolina. But I'm so sad. Micah was so nice and came on the show, so I wish them nothing but the best. Attractions and services, scheduled closing dates, open all year. Central Savings Bank, Chad's Wonderful Walking Tours, First National Bank, Fresh Air Aviation, Mackinac Jane's Audio Tours, Mackinac Island Medical Center, Mackinac Island Airport, Mackinac Island Post Office, Mackinac Island Service Company, Mackinac Island Taxi Service, Mackinac Shuttle, Northern Transport and Shuttle. So these places have closed since the 3rd of August, the British Landing Nature Center, so keep that in mind. On the 23rd, the American Fur Company store and Dr. Beaumont Museum in McGulpin House. Oh, barnacles. I'm going to tell my client that. I told her to go there. I'm going to need to text her after this. I didn't realize that. September 3rd, Brown Eye Girl Boat Charters. September 26th, Windy Escape Sailing Charters. September 27th, Wings of Mackinac. October 5th, Bark Chapel, Marquette Park, which is that round-looking hut thing, in case you ever wondered. Benjamin Blacksmith Shop, which is historic downtown Mackinac. The Biddle House, and the Mackinac Island Native American Museum, historic downtown Mackinac. Mackinac State Park Visitor Center. Richard and Jane Manugian Art Museum. October 12th is Cindy's Riding Stable and Jack's Livery Stable. October 13th, the original Butterfly House and Insect World. October 19th, Goff Livery Carriages. October 26th, British Landing Restrooms. Fort Mackinac. The Greens of Mackinac at Mission Point. Huron Road Pavilion Restrooms. State Park Visitor Center Restrooms. Milliken Nature Center at Arch Rock. Milliken Nature Center Restrooms at Arch Rock. And to be determined, Admiral Dave's Arcade at Mission Point, Astor's Salon and Spa at Grand Hotel, Cap Excursion, Carousel Arcade, which is on Market Street, Esther Williams Swimming Pool at Grand Hotel, EUP Fishing and Charters, Forge of Memory Blacksmith Shop at Surrey Hill, Fort Holmes Blockhouse, Grand Hotel Stables and Carriage Museum, Great Turtle Kayak Tours, Haunted Theater, Haunts of Mackinac Walking Tour, the Jewel Golf Course Grand 9, the Jewel Golf Course Woods 9, Lakeside, Salon and Spa at Mission Point. You guys, I cannot wait to tell you guys about that place. It's amazing. Mackinac Horsemen's Association and Community Equestrian Center, Mackinac Island Carriage Tours, Mackinac Island State Marina, Mackinac Island Realty, Mackinac Island Yacht Club, Mackinac Straits Realty, Mackinac Parasailing, Maze of Mirrors, North Shore Sport Fishing, Public Restrooms Downtown, Sip and Sail Cruises, Stewart House Museum, Wawashkamo Golf Club, Woodlands Nature Center at Grand Hotel. Ferry lines, okay, open all year, Arnold Transit, St. Ignace. October 31st, Arnold Transit, Mackinac City, Shepler's Ferry, Mackinac City, and St. Ignace. Okay, so Fudge Shops, Ryba's October 26th, and then the rest of them are to be determined with that. So all the rest of them. Open all year, Dowd's Market, Kingston Kitchen, and Mustang Lounge. Bill's Grill has closed already. Ice House Barbecue's closed. Bistro on the Greens will have closed by the time this airs. October 15th, Cannonball Oasis, plus or minus a day or so. October 19th, 1852 Grill Room and the Carriage House. Let's see here. The 26th, Amigo Burrito, Bobby's Bar, Boxwood Coffee Shop and Cafe, Chianti, Jockey Club, Mary's Bistro, Pancake House, Patrick Dowd's Pub, Round Island Kitchen, Seabiscuit, Starbucks, Straight Up Coffee. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. Woods Restaurant. And then on the 27th, the Backyard, Cupola, Gatehouse, Geranium Bar, Grand Coffee and Provisions, Horsey's Pub, and the Straits. Then October 31st, Horns and Lucky Bean close. And then to be determined, Chuck Wagon, Doghouse, Feed Bag, Good Day Cafe, Grand Hotel, Afternoon Tea, the Grand Hotel, Lunch, Grand Hotel Main Dining, Great Turtle Brewery and Distillery, Island Slice Pizzeria, Lily's Lemonade, Little Dowd's Market and Deli, Lobby Bar, Mackinac Island Pizza Company, Mighty Mac Hamburgers, Millie's on Main, Pink Pony Bar and Grill, Sadie's Ice Cream Parlor, at the Mackinac Market, Tea Room, Terrace Room, Verde's Taqueria, Watercolor Cafe, Winchester's Whiskey and Bourbon Room, Yankee Rebel Tavern. Bicycle rentals, October 18th, the Island House Bikes closed, October 25th, Mission Point Resort bicycle rentals, to be determined are the rest of the bicycle shops on the island. And then scheduled closing dates for the churches. Open year-round is the Mackinac Island Bible Church, St. Anne's Catholic Church, Trinity Episcopal Church. October 5th is Mission Church, and to be determined is Little Stone Congregational Church. So what you might notice if you go there, if you decide to go there, more so in October, especially in the latter of October, if you want ice cream, for example, you're not going to have as many options. They start to wind down. So even like appetizers, different things, they're winding down their food. So keep that in mind. But this is still a fantastic time to go. Honestly, it's my favorite. I cannot tell you enough how many times I tell people this is an amazing time to go. If you also are unsure, you can always call the Travelers Bureau to see any last minute cancellations that have come up the weekend that you might go, because you might not see them up there, but they always get a list of the hotels and you can call them to see what might be available. And it's never hurts to check it out. So excited to be back. Lots of stuff coming. I wanted to get one episode out just to get the information out there, get you guys excited. And follow on Instagram, Totally Mackinac Island Podcast. That is going to be the only socials for the podcast. I have no Facebook. I will have my personal TikTok page linked to it, and I will share stuff on that page. But if you want any information on the podcast, it's always going to be on Instagram. I'm trying to minimize my socials, which I realize to some people might not think is good to get information out there. But I just feel that this works better. Also, this is going to be able to go to YouTube. So please, if people want to, I'm also going to try and figure out ways to get the old episodes on there as well too. So lots of fun work for me ahead. I'm going into it and just taking my time, enjoying it. And if one podcast gets out a month, then one gets out a month. If 4 get out, then 4 get out. We're just going to go into this and try to take it as it goes along. I'm trying not to make myself as stressed out, which we all know, even though I say that, and my husband will agree, is not always the issue. But I am very happy to be back. It made my heart really happy when I made the announcement and so many people reached out. So much new stuff there happening at the island. I can't wait to share with you. I am really hoping to make the connections again, to have people on here that, like Dominic from the Parks Department. I need to have him back on here. And then some of the interview processes might be a little different, because depending on my time, I might just be sending out questions to people and reading it off myself, giving the information that way. That way, if it doesn't conflict with trying to meet, and I can maybe get more information out there. So you might notice a few things different with the way I have things out there. Coming in this time doing it, I'm actually really excited because I know just a little bit more. Not a ton more, but a little bit more. Okay, gang, so that concludes this week's episode. I look forward to talking to you next time about our favorite place, Mackinac Island. Totally Mackinac Island is written, produced, and edited by me, Heather.